Hey, Todd Burry from toddburry.com. Have you ever been in a situation in your work where you were being taught to do a certain thing in the training, to do something a certain way, and it just didn't feel right, right? Just didn't feel right. I'm not talking that it was uncomfortable. It just didn't feel right for you. Or did you ever have this thought, oh, you can do that because you're that, right? Maybe you were sitting there watching someone do a presentation or seeing the way they talked on the phone, and you start to think, I can't do that, right? You feel disempowered by the teaching because you're thinking, I can't do that. That's not me. So the reason I ask you this is because there's a significant difference and something that's important to learn as you work forward between a concept teaching and a technique teaching. You see, the beauty of our work, right, is that anybody can do it, and they can do it being who they are. But if we are trying to shove everybody into a certain thing, then naturally you're going to eliminate people. In other words, if you say to everybody, okay, you have to be a master at saying and doing the telephone just like this, then you're going to have a number of people that go, I can't do that, that's not me. As opposed to, it's not about the technique. You see, technique allows someone to disqualify themselves. And this is something that was a great revelation years ago for me, but it was really reaffirmed to me. You know, a few weeks ago, I was in a mastermind session with some of the top people in the industry. It's a part of a coaching and mastermind group I'm a part of. And Larry Thompson, one of the true legends of our industry, was talking about this, him and his wife Taylor. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. You know, that's good to remind, because you see, I teach a process, right? I teach a process that fits into any system. Why? Because process is what matters, right? Getting from A to B to C to D, right? Being able to do the work in the way that works for you, because really all your job is what? To acquire customers and acquire distributors. That's what your job is. That's building your business or business members or partners or whatever you call them. It's not harder than that, right? And growing yourself in the work, and you can work online or offline or in person or whatever works for you. And so it can't be about technique. It can't be, you got to do the script this way. You got to do the presentation exactly like this. Because once you do that, you start having people disqualify themselves because they're limited, right? They're like, I can't do that, I can't duplicate that, etc. But when you teach a concept, right? Concepts for sharing something. You use your product, you share the information, however you want to do it, right? You want to do it with a comfortable conversation. You want to meet someone in public. You want to do it by a video. You have to have duplicatable parts of your process, but the process, the concept, is what needs to be duplicated, right? And then because human beings are not duplicatable, we're not robots, right? We're all different. And so you want people to feel empowered that they can do it, which is why, for example, when I teach in the process, I teach a really comfortable, easy conversation open. Why? Because anybody can do that, right? I mean, yeah, I'm a powerhouse presenter now. I'm a powerhouse prospector now, but I started as an introvert, right? And so I built these techniques and then mastered them, and then they work for anybody. Introvert, extrovert, doesn't matter. But you engage in a conversation in a way that feels good for you, using your language, using your words, using your style, using your sensibilities, because that's you, and you're going to be able to do it that way, right? But the only thing you got to be able to do is tell your story. I mean, that's not very hard because you have a story. But if someone said, you can't tell your story, you have to tell it exactly like this, well, you got to tell your story like your story is, right? Yeah, there's structure to your story and parts, but hey, it's opening the door, sharing the information, sharing your experience, giving people an opportunity to learn more, buy your product, right? I mean, it's not hard stuff conceptually, but when you take it to specific technique, now you're putting square people or round people or triangle people, right? All into the same whatever, whole. And that ain't going to work. That's not going to work. It's just not how people are. You got too many different personality types, too many different personality styles, too many different personal preferences, too many different gifts and affinities and skills and all kinds, because everybody's unique. So you give people a concept, you teach them how to be themselves in that concept, how to use their skills, give them a simple path to follow, and it'll happen for you, right? I mean, that's why I teach what I teach. That's why all my training programs are all about helping the human being be themselves and be effective in the work. Because if you can be yourself and just work your it doesn't mean you won't have to grow. You will. You're going to have to do stuff that's uncomfortable, but it's going to be you doing uncomfortable stuff instead of you uncomfortably trying to be like someone else while you try to do the thing that's already uncomfortable to do. Whew. You understand what I mean? So anyway, I hope that's really helpful for you. Concept first. Teach concept. Don't teach technique. Teach concept. Right? Give people tools, and then they can learn what works for them inside the concept. But, bottom line is, open a door, share your story and some information, and the rest will work out. Yeah, you learn how to follow up, and you learn how to ask for the order. That's not hard stuff, right? You're just being real. So I hope that was helpful, and hopeful. And so feel free to share, comment below. If you need some coaching or training, send me a message. If you haven't gotten my 27 phrases at work, jump up top and enter your email and name and get the download. That's also available. The download is also an ebook, part of the bonuses of my Blueprint Process training program. So anyway, thanks again for stopping by, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.